Welcome back everybody to some more Lord of the Rings Online. In this episode I am going to be doing a raid. It's called Draigoch's Lair and it's a standalone boss raid and it's really quite exciting. I really like what they did with it. It's very well scripted. I think you guys are really going to enjoy it. The reason I didn't do it earlier is because you need to do a quest chain here in Dunland, but when I was going through my Dunland season I had not yet been to Enedwith, and so that's why I skipped over it, but the time has come to do it. And before we get to it, I do have to do some of the preliminary quests, and it begins right here in the southern
portions of
Galtrev. And
the Turk have been destroyed.
The quest is called the Gold. There is Gold in the Hills. Saruman is growing in power by the day. The clans here have all fallen to him, and soon they will be forced to march to war for him. They will be slaughtered in the plains of Rohan for no reward, while the wizard reaps all the benefits. My clan, the Boar clan, has done all it can to stand against him, but our efforts have yielded not any true victory. We simply do not have the power to stand against him, but I believe I have found a way. In the hills to the north, past the borders of our lands and into the forest of Thror's Combe, I found a weapon. It is ancient and powerful. If there are more to be found, then we might be able to stand against the wizard. However, I do not know where to look for such more weapons. There were no others in the area around this one. Seek out Frithgar, the dwarf at Zudrugund, and learn whether he can help us. He has been sympathetic to our cause in the past. Yes, so I do have to travel all the way to Nar's Peak. So let me swift travel to Thror's Combe, if I can get to it. And then I may have to fast forward this because it is quite a ride to Nar's Peak, as you can probably remember from the Enedwith season. Alright, let's see. Yeah, that is quite a ride, so let me fast forward this and I will meet you guys up at the top. I'm actually going to set my milestone here, just because I know I'm gonna have to be coming back up here, and I don't want to have to do all that again for this episode. Let's talk to our favorite dwarf in Thror's Combe, or Enedwith, I mean. We're not in Thror's Combe. By the way, once you complete a certain quest in Volume 4, Volume 3, Book 4, then this quest opens up. All of these here are repeatables, which I did, but this one I still need to do, that I am coming back to before we go to the next season. Well, this is a surprise. Kippen, I did not think to see you again. I thought you would be well on your way through Dunland by now. Frithgar listens with mounting surprise as you tell him that Saruman spoke as if he had killed Nar. What lies this wizard spins. He is like a great fat spider, weaving webs of treachery and deceit. We have seen no sign of him or of his uruks since you departed. Something must have been keeping him busy. You must speak to Nar yourself, if you like. He's here in the library, as he generally is. Alright, so let me speak with him real quick. You can see he's got that fire ring, and that's because this is part of the epic storyline, I suppose. Hervin, What a long time it has been. I was just thinking about you. Did you ever find that bauble you wanted? Nar laughs and strokes his beard. Ah, too bad. I did miss you. I am glad you came back. That ranger doesn't visit as much anymore. You know the one. His name was Tugon. Never ate with us, which I thought was odd. Wasn't that his name, Tugon? Or did it begin with a C? Nar's brow creases with worry. But then, just as suddenly, the cloud passes. Bring the beer over here, Hervin. We will drink to that ranger, wherever he has gone, and wish him well. So he's still as loony as ever. Thank you for returning to Zujugan to check on our safety, Kippen. It means a great deal to me to know that you were concerned for our well-being. Perhaps you can ease my mind in something else as well. One of the rangers stayed here for a while, a young man named Cornir. Does he still fare well? You tell Frithgear that Cornir was fine the last time you saw him, but you have not seen him since you left the Gravenwood. I see, I hope he is fine. I'm sure he will be. I know he was frustrated by Nar, perhaps with reason, but he was generally kind to us in a difficult situation. When the Uruks attacked, he would have died for us. I have not forgotten. Thank you for coming to see us, Kippen. Take care of yourself wherever you tread. Alright, and then finally continuing with the There is Gold in the Hills so we can do the Draigoch. A powerful ancient weapon, you say, found here in the hills of Thror's Combe, which is to be used and stand against the wizard Saruman? I may indeed be able to help you. The past few months, during the night, the Draigoch have been haunting bags and crates through the forest of Thror's Combe. The weapon you told me about must have fallen out of them. I have not yet been able to determine where they are taking their goods though. I have watched them wander the hills, crisscrossing back and forth, looking or searching for something as they go. I wonder if they do not know where they are going either. Head down into the hills and the forest below and see if you can find the Draigoch. Perhaps one of them may have a map that shows where they're going or will give us a sign to pursue. Alright, so let me go do that. And let me get rid of that. My inventory's still full from the last episode. Forgot to clear it. Unfortunate. But let me head all the way down and basically I just have to kill some Draigoch here. Or Draigoch. And then eventually one of them will drop this map. I'm tempted to jump down, but I know that's not wise. Maybe it is. Maybe I should. I'm very tempted to. I think I will. I'll try to slowly jump down, though. A gentle jump. I don't have the patience to go all the way down. Alright, how long are my legs broken for? 6 more seconds. Oh, that was it. Nice. Anyways, let me see if I can kill some of these enemies. There's a few here. No, I'm still in ranged mode. Looks like none of those dropped it. There we go, collected a map. However, my inventory is full. Never mind, this is all just some other random stuff. So now I have to bring the map back. And for that, I will bring up my skills. And let's see. Let me see if I can find my milestones here. And nope, not that, not that. What am I doing? Nar's Peak. That's what I want. Let's go back all the way up there. This raid is super cool. I remember doing this on level back in the day, and it was a lot of fun. It was fun because there was no trash mobs. You just went in, fought the boss. It was a good time. I do not know what this means. It's indecipherable to me. Nothing more than scribbles and nonsense. These symbols here, a fish and a volcano, seem to refer to things that aren't even in Enwith, let alone Thror's Combe. Perhaps Gnar will be able to tell us more, presuming he is lucid. I suppose there's nothing to lose. Bring it down and show it to him, and let's see what he says. Alright. Is the map actually in my inventory, though? I don't think so. Let me just show it to Gnar and see what happens. Fire burns over a sea of gold beneath the rising sun. Teeth, scales, claws, ripping, rending, tearing. If this is what he said and wrote, Gnar must not have been having one of his lucid moments. This makes me almost less sense to me than what we started with. Allow me to think for a moment. I have spent some time thinking about what Gnar said and examining the map and his changes to it. I have come up with a theory by breaking down Gnar's ramblings. In the eastern part of Thror's Combe is a cave. The Sea of Gold speaks of the treasure that the Draigoch are bringing there. Around the cave entrance you will find and see drakes, sunning during the day. I believe that they are the teeth and scales he refers to. The fire must be part of an offering the clan makes to the dragons they worship. Head into the eastern hills of Thror's Combe and seek out his cave. If you find it, venture within it and see if you can find the weapons and armor you seek. If not, we can do nothing more for you. Be wary. I doubt the Draigoch will give up their treasures willingly. Alright, so now I can finally find the cave entrance. And again, you do have to complete these quests and go find this cave before you can actually enter this raid. So all of this is fairly important. And so let me go all the way through there. Climbing down once again from these hills. Again, tempted to jump down, and I probably will jump down the similar route that I took last time. Let me just go down here. Alright, that works for me. Very good. How many seconds do I got of this? Nothing. So, oh, that's interesting. It seems like every time I cross this bridge, the broken legs disappear. That happened last time too, so I wonder if that's actually scripted in the game because they knew people would just jump down from the top there. Nobody's got patience to run down. Come on now. So I believe that it is up here somewhere. Unless I am mistaken. Which I probably am. You guys know how I am in this game. Can never find what I'm looking for. Although this seems promising. It's like maybe there's a cave up there. And sure enough, here we are. There we go. So we have found Draigoch's lair. We're ready to go in there. Got some deeds. Deed completed, deed bestowed. So all the deeds for the actual raid are there. Okay, so I will meet you inside once I have a group for this. So let's go. And this basically caps out at level 75. It doesn't scale, so that's just something to be aware of.
can smell the dread in your sweat. I hear the whistle of fear in your breath, and feel the fluttering of your little hearts as they race in your chests. But come now, why do you fear? There is plenty of treasure here, enough for all, and more to spare.
I love the voice acting in this instance, and it's very playful in terms of Smaug and the Hobbit, as you will notice. But for this first part, you basically have to get down to where the fight starts, and you have to avoid this beam of light. Because if Draigoch sees you, he will roast you alive, so you don't want to get caught here. Just be patient and walk in between the walls here so that you can't be seen. I usually like to wait until he sees on the one that I'm headed to, and then as soon as he goes to the next one, I go to my next one too. And it's a little iffy. Sometimes you think you're covered, but you're really not, so just be very mindful as you're going through this. See, like right here, I get paranoid, man. I'd rather play it safe. I'm just gonna go. I think we're good for now. There are multiple levels of this, as you can see. There's a little hole here I gotta watch out for. And I will head on to the next one. Gotta be careful. Another one here. Just a lot of patience is required is all. He's all the way over there. I like to keep tabs on where he is. Don't want to get roasted. Pretty soon we'll be able to actually see the dragon, which is going to be exciting. But yes, this whole instance is kind of modeled after the encounter with Smaug in The Hobbit. Basically, a big nasty dragon on a pile of gold. And the dialogue is very reminiscent too. Like, once we actually start the fight, you will see the dialogue is going to remind you of some parts of the book of The Hobbit. So, yeah, waiting for this light to disappear here, and then I'll continue along. I thought he was done here. Let me just wait for this to go to the other side, I guess. And now we are like right next to the dragon, as you can see. Look how ferocious he is. Look how big. It's everything you want in a boss, right? You want them to be big, scary, menacing. Look at that. Perfect. It's gonna be an exciting, exciting fight. So once you make it here, then you can actually start the fight. So I'm going to have to wait for my fellowship. I think you need multiple people to stand on this platform for it to collapse. So I will do some editing, and once I actually get a group together, I will meet you right back here, and we will fight this ferocious dragon. It's going to be good times.
What's this? Come for your share of riches. Seek you your place in history as a slayer of dragons. Know you not who I am? Allow me to introduce myself. I am Draigoch. Long have I ruled these lands. Ancient were my forebears, and many the ages that have passed beneath my wings. Mighty was Smaug the Golden, brought unto ruin by mischief and trickery, and still I persist. My fire burns bright as ever. Come then, wretched fools, your death is at hand. Here, let me give it to you.
So this fight was a complete disaster, so I'm recording the audio after the fact. But basically the way this fight works is that you'll have a tank at the top tanking his head, and then the rest of the group will take out his paws. there are 4 paws. 2 on the middle level, and then 2 on the bottom level. So that was the first paw, and then this is the second paw here on the top level. And we started out pretty good, we knew where to go, but as the rounds progressed, I just got super lost in here. Absolutely crazy. So I am gonna do a little bit of editing while I'm running around looking for paws. I almost thought about re-recording this whole episode, trying to find another group to do it. That was a lot more clean, but it took me so long to get this raid together that I'm just ready to move on, you know? So again, there is a tank at the top, tanking his head. If Draigoch can't see anybody, meaning there's no one tanking, he'll do an attack where everybody takes about 2,000 damage per second. So you really do need somebody up there. So once you destroy all 4 paws, he basically falls down, and he's vulnerable for 80 seconds. And if you're doing this on level, what you need to do is do a bunch of very specific fellowship maneuvers. There are 12 fellowship maneuvers which basically weaken him completely. But since we're not doing it on level, we're just kind of tanking and spanking, and it would take a tremendous amount of coordination to do all of the fellowship maneuvers, and my group just didn't have that right now. So a burglar is very important in this fight, and there is actually a deed and a quest, I believe, to do all 12 fellowship maneuvers on Draigoch. And again, it's kind of cool because it makes the burglar very important for this fight, again kind of mirroring the whole Smaug thing in The Hobbit. So the fellowship maneuvers will basically weaken the body, increase the amount of damage you do to it, so on and so forth. And really, I only have 5 people in my group here, so we can't even execute a full fellowship maneuver. But after 80 seconds, he is going to fly back up, and he's going to become untargetable, and then you basically have to run back in the tunnel. Like right now, for example.
It's worms. Think you that you can harm me?
So up at the top, he'll also breathe fire and try to roast the tank, and the tank will have to run, depending on where Draigoch is going. And then the tank should also be shouting out which direction Draigoch is moving, because that's going to change where the paws spawn. So I got lost here, but eventually we found some of the paws. It looks like this place is very straightforward, but my god is it easy to get lost in here. I am not joking around when I say that.
Dead, and your lives are but a trifle in my presence.
So here he'll basically smoke out the tunnels. And I believe that happens if something goes on with the tank upstairs. I don't know. Anyways, this is not an instance that you do just kind of tanking and spanking the thing. You really gotta know what you're doing. So the come out vermin thing, you can see me taking 2,000 damage every second and the halls are rumbling. That's what happens if he loses line of sight of the tank. So the tank really does need to be up there. So as you can see, I am just running in circles here, getting lost. But eventually I'll make it to some other paws here. So here we have 3 paws, looking for the last one, which took forever. You're lucky I can edit this video, because I think we were looking for this one for like 20 minutes, I'm not even joking. Going around in circles. Yeah, Yeah, sorry about having to record the audio after the fact, but this whole episode was just a complete disaster recording this thing, but I'm just ready to move on to the next season, back to some solo play so I can really have fun and enjoy the game.
My breath is death, and your lives are but a trifle in my presence.
Now, I'm not saying this raid is a bad raid. In fact, I think it's awesome. I really, really love this raid and it's really good. But the episode just didn't come out good because we didn't know what we were doing. Especially if you're doing the fellowship maneuvers, it's just so much fun. It's a really cool instance.
Okay, he's down. Gotta go down. Sorry.
Back to...
But just watching us run around like fools here, you can get a sense of how disorganized we were. And that's after I read up and thought I knew what I was doing heading in here, but as Mike Tyson said, everybody has a plan until they get punched in the mouth. It really is hard to do a lot of damage to the body on level if you haven't done the fellowship maneuvers. You would barely be doing much damage to it at all. So the fellowship maneuvers are critical to success. So eventually, after you damage him enough, he'll move into another phase of the fight.
Everybody move.
Cowards, stand and fight me.
And you know you hit that phase when he says that, cowards, stand and fight me. He'll basically spit fire in the tunnels, so you do not want to be in the tunnel. As you can see, I'm taking a lot of damage. So you want to be here in the center. And then you still have to take care of all his paws. My group ran to the tunnels because they didn't know, but here you gotta start taking out the paws one at a time. And when he's jumping like this, you kind of need to stand towards the back so you don't get damaged. But our tank's not down here, so we're just getting absolutely blasted. You definitely need somebody tanking for this phase, or you'll end up wiping like I just died. Looks like we've got it a little bit under control here, though. Although I am dead, which is unfortunate. And unfortunately, I did finish this fight while dead, so I apologize. So when he goes up like that, you want to go towards his back. Tail. There's a little safe spot you can stand at. But we just really did not have a handle on this fight. My minstrels weren't healing me. It was just such a disaster. But I think my group kills him off here during this time.
Now when he's jumping up in the air, he's gotta come on out to the outer edges. And then it'll sound like this again. Damage.
So they're slowly melting away his body. They put oath breakers up, so I'm just glad we were able to finish this because it did take me a while to get a group together for this raid. Several weeks, actually. But that's it. We did Tower of Orthanc. We did Osdunoth. We did Draigoch, so now there are no raids for the foreseeable future, so I could really get back into the series and start pumping out episodes again, so that's all I care about. And now he's dead, so enjoy the little cutscene he gives you here when he dies.
To the last riches. Even in death, I shall not be bested. With my last breath, I will make ashes of you.
He brings down the ceiling when he dies, so you can't be standing in the middle. You gotta go in the tunnels.
With my demise, you will know the crushing weight of your failure. Mightiest am I, and mightiest shall I remain. None shall face me and live.
Yeah, so if you're standing in the middle when he does that, you all die. But come on, isn't this one of the coolest bosses in LOTRO? I think he is. I wish I could have brought this to you guys on level with an organized group, but like I said, it's so hard to get a raid for these lower level instances, so I'll take what I can get. So you get all these chests here, lots of loot. And there is Draigoch and his massive head, and you get some good rewards here. You get Draigoch scale, which back in the day you could tailor a really nice cloak with. So all sorts of goodies.
I actually got a scrolls empowerment for that. But that's target level 75.
Yeah.
Just rolling on some stuff here.
Get a nice view of the head and everything here.
Alright, that's gonna do it. Thanks again. See you next time for the next season.